We're joined by the CEO of Bitstocks, Michael Hudson. So, Michael, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. Thank you for having me on.
No worries. So we're just gonna run through some questions, and we'll see what your thoughts are.
Sure, let's do it.
Cool. So the first question we have is, do you play any games now or when you were younger? And if either or, what's your favorite game and why?
So definitely when I was younger, I was quite the Counter-Strike boffin. So I was playing very competitively. In fact, to the point where clans wouldn't play us unless I ran a scan because they all thought I was.
Are we talking about 1.6 here?
I started at 1.4.
1.4. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
1.4, 1.5. Really settled in 1.6. Play condition 0. Got into the whole clan war stuff. So I guess this was like the early start of, esports tournaments, etc. Now work just takes over. If anything, now I play simulators. So F1 2020, I play quite aggressively. I know 2021 just came out. And Assetto Corsa. So this is more my vibe now.
Yeah, they're both really good games. I don't know if you tried the Dirt 2 for rallying, but that's also really good to play in a simulator. It's really fun.
I haven't. To be fair, I've tried it once and it felt ridiculously difficult. Like,
it is very fun, but difficult.
Yeah.
Cool. So how can games and esports make the best use of cryptocurrency?
It's a match made in heaven. Anyone that has watched Ready Player One will see how these two worlds really do collide, because Ready Player One as a movie is basically NFTs. The whole thing is about NFTs. So cryptocurrencies introducing micropayments into the game world. And now we have the mixed reality technology that we have today. The line between the physical world and the digital world are very much blurred, that line. So cryptocurrencies, esports, gaming, it's just a match made in heaven.
It's just an overlap, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
So if you were a game maker, how might you incorporate the philosophy of Gravityux to enhance the game experience?
Well, the whole notion of Gravity is to be everything yet nothing. So we're there, but we are so well integrated. Our UX is so seamless that you don't even notice it is that we're there. And only once we're not there do you realize, oh crap, like why is my experience now so different? So the whole notion of Gravity is really to integrate with the gaming world, the esport world, micropayments, and just make it ultimately Bitcoin for what it is. It's plumbing. Blockchain technology ultimately is plumbing to enable people to have better experiences, more honest experiences. Imagine playing World of Warcraft, collecting assets, collecting items that are transferable to other games. This is the world it is that we see. So the items that you collect in one game, you actually store them in your digital wallet and you transport them into another game. That's the world that we see. So you need a bank that ultimately speaks that language, that sympathizes with gamers, and we are gamers. So we're building a whole new world again for this Ready Player One setting.
So as someone who's always been leading the innovation charge in Digi and fintech spaces, can you ever see yourself moving into esports with the Bitstock Pro team?
Yeah.
Yeah, CSGO?
I'm not going to say too much on this.
Okay.
It's definitely in our future plans, not too distant future plans. For instance, we got 3 simulator rigs at the office, right? So it's a bit of fun, but at the same time, there's a reason why they're there. So as we grow as a brand, it's something that we're very, very, very excited and curious about. It's just a core passion for me, and I love blending business and passion.
Maybe a pro Formula E team soon.
Potentially, yeah. There's conversations happening. There's actually conversations happening. So potentially, yeah.
Now that we've seen everyone going to space, would you fly to space with Musk and Bezos if they invited you into one of their commercial test flights?
Oh, okay. Bezos, definitely not. If it was a choice of the two, yes, it would be Musk. But I will say, I think rocket technology for space exploration is borderline retarded. We will absolutely destroy our atmosphere before we even remotely closely colonize a planet like Mars. So everything that Elon Musk is touting and speaking and then implementing, rocket propulsion, in my opinion, it's not the right way to go. We need to be looking at different forms of propulsion. Ironically, this also ties into the brand of Gravity. I have some very interesting friends in the physics world who are looking at completely different forms of propulsion. So out of the choice, Elon, but ultimately neither or.
Yeah.
There's other ways.
Unless there's a better technology to do so, safer one. What are the future trends regarding esports/gaming and NFTs?
Well, I think we are at Nintendo 64 levels of the Ready Player One world, right? So if we deem the Ready Player One, PS5, Xbox Series X, right, that world, I say in terms of the technological pairing, I say we're kind of in Nintendo 64. I see us getting to PS5 levels very quickly, easily within the next 5 years. I see us getting there. And we're just going to see more and more and more synergies basically between these two respective worlds, and that line being completely, utterly blurred. It's going to become so immersive, so immersive.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And honestly, yeah, from what I've seen as well personally, it does seem like it's going in that upward trend, that it's growing and it's growing. And it does look very exciting, and I can't wait till we get to the PS5 level as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what are some advantages of being located here east?
Well, here East is a kind of a tech hub, incubator hub. There's so much esport activity happening. Call of Duty tournaments happen on site as well. For instance, right opposite our office, you've got the BT Sports Studios as well. There's always continuous events happening. So we are establishing ourselves kind of like the East London Bitcoin Center in here East. So we're going to be putting a lot of Bitcoin crypto related events. There's a lot of cybersecurity events. There's a lot of government involvement and interaction with the respective incubators that are in here. It's just a very young, cool, vibrant environment. And of course, you've got Hackney Wick and the Hackney Canal just there as well. It's very fit for the area. So esports, cryptocurrencies, gaming, it's very, very, very integrated into the area. So it's a natural fit for us.
Yeah, and I've also heard recently some news that it's going to be growing. So obviously even better news, bringing more people on board. But yeah, it's a fantastic area from experience.
Stackfest is proof and testament as well, because we assume there's going to be a lot of esport activities happening in here. It's kind of one of the major reasons why we chose the area. And our collaboration with you guys is just proof and testament of that. So.
Oh yeah, we're happy to be collaborating, and yeah, hopefully more stuff in the future. But why should people listen to the Bitstock podcast? I saw you had one. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we're truth speakers, always have been truth speakers. A lot more difficult to do now with the censorship happening across social media. But we just like to cut through the BS. We like to be very, say, tech agnostic. But we want to build things for humanity. So the Bitstocks podcast is all designed around, let's just have honest conversations, educational conversations. Because as a company, we're founded upon 3 E's: to educate, to empower, and to evolve. So our media operation is very much our educational arm, and something I feel very passionate about. Probably my core passion really is to educate. And it's just a great way of interacting with other people within the space and other interesting people outside of the space. So yeah, the podcast is just a great way of networking and just getting our word out there. And I just think it's the way forward. I think now we're living in a world where if you want to compete, it's going to be a question of who's willing to be seen, who's willing to be honest, who's willing to build a community and allow that community to truly understand and see who the business is. Community is very important.
Yeah, and especially with the podcast as well, it becomes very digestible to kind of watch it. It's a longer kind of piece, so it becomes easier to kind of just sit down and listen to everything that goes on, and you can have a better, conversation in that 30, to a 1 hour period. So yeah.
Yeah. I hope so. That's definitely the agenda. And it's been going great. I every single guest that we've had has been awesome. So I love it. I love doing the podcast. But I've got one today at 3 o'clock as well.
Cool. And what are you most looking forward to at Stackfest?
To be honest, just interacting. We're going to have our own little tournament going on as well. I can't wait to interact with some other brands, see what people are doing, just see how apex a lot of thought processes are of people within the esport community, how much they've considered cryptocurrency in terms of plumbing, and Bitcoin in particular in terms of plumbing to aid their business models. I'm just really, really, really excited and curious as to where there are further synergies. And I think once people realize what we've done with our technology, that we haven't gone down the whole, buy crypto just from an investment speculation standpoint. Our whole notion is we want to be the new digital bank that enables gamers and people now gaming professionally to be heard, to be understood, and to be facilitated. So that's what I'm very curious about, to see, okay, well, which brands are most palatable for us and our technology.
I mean, yeah, as I said, I think soon we're gonna have people who have older CS:GO skins on a digital wallet, and they can transfer it to another, to 1.6 and go back to global offensive. So I think that's the future.
100%. I think like NFTs, like gun designs, and all this kind of stuff. It's just gonna light gaming up, because gaming has always been fun just from a competitive standpoint. Then we started doing LAN, we started doing competitions. Now we're doing online competitions. It's just growing and growing and growing and growing. And I think the micro economy is where it's really going to blow up. Not just the guy, like, say, for instance, back in my day, the top clan used to be SK, right?
Still playing.
Are they still going?
Yeah, they're still good.
No way. So, like, to get into that group, I mean, it was so hard, right? But you had to be in like one of those types of clans to either stand a chance of being like competitive or trying to make any form of living. Now that doesn't need to be the case. Now we can create a true microeconomy in gaming, where everyone gets to start earning. I think that's what's really exciting for me.
Yeah, I think the experience economy side of esports, right, or gaming in general, what is that people kind of make what makes the game popular, if that makes sense, right? The cosplaying, the weapon skins, the YouTube videos, all of that is kind of what makes the game give value, aside from the commercial side and the playing side of it. And I think it's going to be interesting how people can see if they can monetize that with NFTs and kind of make their own money through video games, but not just playing, competitively. So I think that's going to be very interesting as well.
Totally.
And yeah, the last question is, where can people find Bitstocks?
So best place to find Bitstocks is our social media. So you've got @Bitstocks on social media, or @GravityEco on Twitter, as well as Instagram. And of course, the website, www.bitstocks.com / gravity, if you want to get onto the Gravity site. And of course, the Bitstocks Media podcast on YouTube. And that's where we're at. We're always very communicative on social, Twitter and Instagram. Me personally, I'm an Instagram guy. So if anyone wants to reach out to me directly, @BTC Hudson will be the best on Instagram. That's why I'm most responsive and most reactive. And as to the rest, the traditional mediums, our website and our social.
Cool. Thank you for joining us, and we'll hope to see you soon at the Stackfest.
No worries, Pablo. Can't wait, mate. Really excited.
Thank you.